Imagine building a $10 billion empire on a technology that might have just become obsolete overnight, and then having to bet the entire company's survival on the very thing that is trying to kill it. This is the story of a company standing on a razor's edge. We are looking at UiPath, a company that until very recently was the undisputed king of robotic process automation. But right now, as we close out 2025, this company is sitting at the epicenter of the most significant technological disruption in decades. And the tension here is palpable. It is binary. Either this company successfully pulls off what they're calling the Agentic Pivot and becomes the operating system for the AI enterprise, or it faces a slow, painful slide into obsolescence, squeezed out by Microsoft on one side and generative AI on the other. To really understand the stakes here, we have to go back to the beginning, because the origin story of UiPath actually explains why they are in this mess today. This wasn't a Silicon Valley darling. It started in Bucharest, Romania back in 2005, under the name Deskover. For 10 years, the founder, Daniel Dines, and his team were operating in what they call the wilderness years. They were building automation libraries, just deep engineering work, totally obscure. But in 2015, they struck gold. They realized that the global economy ran on messy, disjointed legacy systems. You had banks and governments running mainframes from the 80s that couldn't talk to modern web apps. Building bridges between them was impossible. So UiPath offered a digital duct tape. They built robots that could log in, copy, paste, and click buttons just like a human. It was genius because it didn't require changing the underlying code. It just sat on top. That is called Robotic Process Automation, or RPA, and it exploded. They became one of the fastest growing software companies in history. But here's the problem, and it is the core reason the stock has been so volatile. That technology, that digital duct tape, is brittle. If you change the size of the button on the screen, or if you update the software, the bot breaks. It is dumb automation. It is hands without a brain. And that brings us to the existential threat. Generative AI, large language models. These new AI agents don't need to click buttons on a screen. They can read the code. They can understand the intent. They are the brain. And investors are looking at UiPath and asking a very scary question. If AI can do the work natively, why do we need the robots? Why do we need the screen scraping? This is the narrative that has crushed the stock valuation from its highs. The market is pricing UiPath as a legacy asset, a dinosaur walking around seeing the asteroid coming. But, and this is a massive but, the story isn't that simple. Because if you look at the actual state of corporate IT, it is a mess. It is not ready for pure AI. You cannot just let a GPT-4 model loose on a bank's wire transfer system. It hallucinates. It makes mistakes. Corporate compliance officers will never allow it. And this is where UiPath is making their stand. They are arguing that they are the governance layer. They are the straitjacket for the AI. The LLM provides the reasoning, the brain, but UiPath provides the reliable hands that actually execute the transaction within strict compliance boundaries. This is the Agentic Pivot. Daniel Dines, the founder, actually came back as CEO in mid-2024 to lead this charge. He pushed out the professional CEO they had brought in and said, look, we are a startup again. We are betting everything on replatforming for this agentic era. They are launching tools like Autopilot and Agent Builder, which allow developers to mix the reliability of their old bots with the flexibility of the new AI. So that is the story. That is the pitch. But now we need to put on our forensic hats and look at the numbers, because the numbers are telling a much more complicated and honestly a much more worrying story. When you look at the growth trajectory, the hypergrowth days are dead and buried. We are seeing revenue growth decelerate into the mid-teens. We are talking 10 to 14% growth for a software company that is supposed to be an AI play that is pedestrian. But the metric that really keeps me up at night is the net retention rate, or NRR. This measures how much more your existing customers are spending with you every year. At the IPO, this number was over 145%. That is world-class. Today, it has collapsed to around 113%, and some forensic frameworks suggest it's trending even lower, maybe towards 108%. That means the easy expansion revenue is gone. Customers are not just blindly buying more bots, they are scrutinizing every dollar, and they are churning because those old bots are breaking. And we can't talk about the bear case without talking about the elephant in the room, Microsoft. Microsoft is the Goliath here. They have a product called Power Automate. It's not as good as UiPath, it's not as complex, but it's bundled with Office 365, which means for most companies, it's effectively free. It's good enough automation. UiPath is trying to sell a Ferrari when Microsoft is giving away a Toyota Camry for free with your Windows subscription. That pricing pressure is real, and it is forcing UiPath to move up market into really complex, expensive problems, which are much harder to sell. Now let's look at the financials because this is where the debate gets heated. If you're a value investor, you look at UiPath's balance sheet and you drool. It's a fortress. They have roughly $1.6 billion in cash and marketable securities. They have no material debt. In a world of high interest rates, that's an incredible asset. It puts a floor under the stock price. It means they're not going bankrupt. They can fund their own R&D. They can weather the storm. They're generating positive free cash flow. But the forensic analysis reveals some serious red flags about the quality of that profitability. They love to talk about their non-GAAP profitability. They'll tell you they made $100 million in operating income. But when you look at the GAAP numbers, the real accounting numbers, they're losing money. Why the difference? Stock-based compensation. They're paying their employees massive amounts of stock to keep them from leaving for OpenAI or NVIDIA. That stock issuance dilutes you, the shareholder. If they paid those employees in cash, their cash flow would look very different. So in a way, they're burning the furniture to heat the house. And this leads us to the biggest red flag of all, the insider trading. If you want to know what management really thinks about the future, watch what they do with their own money. And right now, the signal is flashing bright red. CEO Daniel Dines has been aggressively selling stock. We're talking about millions of dollars in sales executed systematically throughout late 2025. He put a trading plan in place to liquidate huge blocks of shares. Now, executives sell stock for diversification, sure. But look at the other side of the ledger. Is anyone buying? No. There has been zero open market buying by any key officer or director in the last year. Think about that. The stock is down 50, 60, 70% from its highs. If they truly believed that this agentic pivot was going to drive the stock back to the moon, they would be buying with both hands. They aren't. They are selling. That lack of skin in the game, or rather the removal of skin from the game, suggests that the leadership prefers cash to their own stock at these levels. It suggests they see the risk. We also have to talk about the market mechanics. A huge portion of UiPath stock is held by passive index funds, Vanguard, BlackRock. These funds don't care about the agentic pivot, they just buy because the stock is in an index. This creates what we call a passive trap. It means the stock moves with the broad market, not necessarily on its own merits. And interestingly, over 50% of the trading volume is happening in dark pools. That's off-exchange trading. That usually indicates institutions are carefully managing their positions, potentially distributing stock to retail investors without crashing the price. So, where does that leave us? What's the verdict on UiPath? It's a battle between a fortress balance sheet and a broken growth engine. The bull case is that the market is wrong. The bull case says that AI agents will actually need UiPath because enterprises are terrified of AI hallucinations. They need a governance layer, and UiPath is the only company with the deep process data to provide it. If that happens, and if revenue growth re-accelerates because of these new AI products, the stock is incredibly cheap. It trades at maybe 5 times sales, compared to Palantir, which trades at over 100 times earnings. A re-rating could double the stock price. The bear case is that UiPath is a legacy tech company walking dead. The bear case says Microsoft eats the low end of the market and native AI agents eat the high end. The bear case points to the collapsing net retention rate and the insider selling and says, get out while you can. If you are a conservative investor, the forensic signals scream caution. The divergence between the public narrative of AI revolution and the private action of founder selling is too wide to ignore. You want to see that net retention rate stabilize. You want to see evidence that customers are actually paying for these new agentic tools, not just testing them. However, if you are a trader or a contrarian, there is an angle here. The stock has a hard floor at around $12 because of that massive cash pile. It creates a defined risk. You know it's unlikely to go to zero anytime soon. The technicals show it's trying to bottom out, forming a base, but it's stuck under resistance at around $16 or $17. Ultimately, UiPath is a show-me story. Management has to prove that they are not just the king of the old world, but a player in the new one. Until we see hard evidence of that in the revenue numbers, specifically in the re-acceleration of ARR, this is a stock that you watch, not one that you marry. The technology is shifting beneath their feet, and while they have the cash to survive the earthquake, it is not yet clear if they can rebuild the city on top of the ruble. So keep an eye on that net retention rate, watch the insider filings for any sign of buying, and respect the power of Microsoft to commoditize everything it touches.